I'll have the camera on for a little bit, as long as I think it might feel a little bit fun doing it. You know, um, I just got back in my place. I just sat down. I wolfed down a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with some powdered milk, and I'm getting ready to make a cup of coffee. That's it. Uh, I've got people in the hallway. They like to stalk me and things, and I don't feel comfortable making any noise because they taped a warning on my door this morning. Racial slurs, thank you very much. Arguing with the tenants and noise violations is all they hear. They hear my fault. They don't hear anything I'm going through. They don't care about disabled people living with, not breaking the law. I didn't break the law. I just was simply in my house living in my Section 8 capacity, and they're not dealing with it in Section 8 housing rules. And I'm being thrown around. So I'm going to sit here on Saturday night and have a good time with a little bit of comfort that I have that much food to wake up to. That much. I'm going to have some powdered milk, some coffee, and it's desperate for me these days. This age of mine is no joke. It's no funny joke. I'm having a hard time walking the street alone like a dumb animal. They're trying to nip me in the bud, basically, where there's no concern for me whatsoever in the state of Florida that's recognizing my needs and my quality that I should be talking to somebody every 2, 3 days and working at getting to the store, making sure I have my needs met. And they're not doing it. They're not going to do that. And I'm not going to get anywhere until somebody says they want to marry me or something's right. So nobody wants to know me anymore. I had a hard, strained day, long day. I'm not complaining. I'm glad I had this. Listen, I had to carry everything on my back with the cane elevated. It wasn't allowed to touch the ground much, to hold the bags on my neck. It dug into my shoulder. It's good for you to feel the metamorphosis of the actual. So I bought some medical marijuana. I don't mean to brag, but that's what I do with my money, and it works for me. I was thinking very much so of having a nice time with a woman. I could have a good time with almost any woman that sat down next to me and decided she wants to come home finally instead of frick around and be on the corner in her couch by herself another day if she has a couch. I'm a psycho that way. I'm just dreamy. And I miss I miss having a companion when I had one. It's very rare and special to pick somebody to sit next to you and keep it that way. And it's very tough. It's very tough. Find people that you want. When I wanted her, she didn't know who she had. She didn't know how hard it was for me to be found, basically, because I don't really like being noticed very often. Outside of when I want somebody there and I don't let go. All right, well, it's a nice night for a bowl, and I got some very fluffy medical marijuana bud flower. Unfortunately, that's my claim to fame. I bought pancake mix, creamer for coffee, chocolate chips, semi dry, store brand, the cheapest ones you can find for chocolate satisfaction. And then I got enough for hopefully a week. I think I might have my medical card right here in front of me that I was waiting for my groceries. I was on the phone with my medical insurance card people yesterday asking why my January benefits are not going to be here in time. And they said they apologized because they said it's $255 credit starting this January for groceries and utilities that I can get instead of $140. They're giving me $255. But the problem is they didn't give me a grocery card in the mail yet. So I've been waiting all January for my benefit. I can't go to the store and eat. But at least they gave me the card catalog. I guess the other stuff, like I said, I called them back yesterday. It's been more than 10 days waiting for the original card from the first. And that's the way the shoe's gonna crumble, man. There ain't nothing to say. These people don't want me to drum here. They won't let me live here, no matter what. I can't be satisfied to the quotient here. They want me out. They don't want me to live here. They don't want to fix the apartment, keep it up to safe housing for Section 8 Housing Authority standards. They want to fight with me and throw me out. They don't want to talk to me. So I'm an adult. I'll get my suing them for small claims for my damages, that I will go after them for my small claims court, and the fact that they could be charged for a few dollars more for the different ways that they tried to screw around the lease and the way that I moved in here, and how much extra money it really cost me to get storage lockers after the first of the month when the papers were written up to be here for the first of the month. They made me wait, told me to wait until indefinitely, informally and indefinitely after the papers are written up. And so I'm looking at my house. It looks like furniture, but it's not. It's a drum set up to play in the parlor as needed, quiet drums, muted. And it's a nice devotional altar basically for a house experience. But, you know, it's not really an altar, but it is religious incentive for Catholic, Roman Catholic, Eastern Christian, um, canonical sense. All right, that was it. You guys knew me, and you know what? I wanted to know you, but there's nothing I can do until further notice. It's just who it is and what will happen and where it goes is why it's there. And unfortunately, I made a fool of myself. I'm going to have to answer for my character defects. But you know what? I didn't break the law. As far as I know, I didn't break the law. I've been told by the police to keep flying high and do what you want to do and try to communicate effectively with people because you're not doing nothing wrong. You're supposed to call off the dogs on me and tell people to stop trying to stop threatening me because they don't like what I'm doing. If I'm not breaking the law, that's a HUD house. It's Section 8 housing. We fight for our rights to live in Section 8 rights because we have clear records to be a HUD recipient. We don't screw around. They allow us to stay as a recipient, and it's hard to be one. You got to be on a waiting list and show that you're a citizen. You don't break the law. That's why you're living in HUD. You get it? They're breaking the law to make problems on people who aren't breaking the law and against my disability and my safety. That's how I feel. When the police tell me I'm fine, and then property management and the tenants start ganging up on me for the same bullshit too, like we're in school or something. I'm gonna put up with this shit as an adult. They're fighting with me outright, threatening physical harm against me. Everything else in the management has no problem with it. No problem whatsoever, as long as they can shut me down, tell me off while they're doing it. They bandy together. I'm gonna put that. That happens. Happens a lot. They don't want me to live there, so they act like they run the place. They don't run the place. It's a Section 8 federal voucher. That's the law. They don't run by the law. They run by their choice of how they want to make rules and set them up, and then who gets to play by whatever they're doing outside of the law. It's out the eyes of the court. Outside of the voucher people for Section 8, outside of the veterans, just screwing around with me, taping things to my door and privatizing a harassment against me, threatening me. Can't talk to me, which is against the law. You're supposed to talk to me the right way. I didn't break the law to do anything to you, to intentionally harm you. There's no harm threat to me, to know me. They're threatening me with eviction and threatening my physicality on the spot. That's against the law. That's why HUD's invented, to protect people. Having a lot of fun on Saturday night. I did. I'm going to think about having pancakes with chocolate chips. I'm going to eat a little bit. If I get the strength to want to eat, I'll do it eventually. But it's just disgusting. I ate pretty good to be here right now, just to have that glass of milk and that peanut butter and jelly sandwich after waiting. I had McDonald's earlier. It was so much. I was like a little boy. I had McNuggets meal. Thank you. Very nice of you. Yes. All right, I got to get off that god darn high horse I'm on. Coming home and thinking I lived in my building the way I left it. Can't come home and do what I left. It's against the law for me to think I can do that according to my property management who taped something to my door this morning. Can't come in my house and play my drums. There might be somebody in the hallway with a video camera ready to go, waiting for me to make a noise. I wasn't aware they can go outside and eavesdrop in front of my door and tell me off while they're doing it, threatening me. It's so fun to be here. I could shit my pants again, but it doesn't make any sense. I'm an old guy, and one day I'm going to say, you got more handsome. But you know what? One of these goddamn days, I'm going to have the money to clout myself with a lawyer, and I'm going to slap these fucking people, and I'm not going to be here to talk like an idiot. I'm going to own my property. One of these fucking days, I'm going to grow up and own my property. But until then, I got to put up with these fucking assholes and tell me that I'm not an adult. And fucking goddamn it, if they don't get to do what they want to do, and I gotta suck their fucking balls over here for this fucking United States again on a Saturday night. Fucking bullshit. 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 I say that all the time. I'm not gonna give up being a fuck face. I'll tell you what I know about being a motherfucker. I'm learning how to fucking deal with the fact that I gotta push real hard to get my balls fucking licked and fucking paid for a fucking United States brand. To talk to my United States people and say, I got a woman, I got children, I got property, I have rights. You can't fuck with my house. Who the fuck are you to talk to me at all? God damn you. And your fucked up family. Okay? That's what I want to do. I want to give it all to God. But I don't want to eat like this anymore by myself. This is fucking torturous. It's mental torment to fuck me and tell me I gotta stay in bed by myself and live with these fucking assholes. I have every right to fucking play those drums according to the police in my community. I have every right to play and do what I want to say according to the VA. And I gotta work with this goddamn constraint that I'm doing something wrong, illicit in my privacy all the fucking time when I'm not. I'm standing around wondering how the fuck did you invade my goddamn house and take my kids away and tell me I don't have a fucking plan to get out of this goddamn hole? And you know what? I don't fucking mind. Got a lot of pot tonight. Pancakes with chocolate chips, coffee. It's fun. I can't play with myself like this as a 53-year-old adult. It's against the humane society for fucking animals to be kept like this lengths of time. Prolonged agony. I'm heterosexual. Peak of my life. Fucking shut me down this morning and told me I don't have the right to fucking play a fucking paper drum set. You gotta be kidding me. You know, these assholes were playing their fucking music nice and fucking loud and ballsy last night to break my balls for whatever reason, long past 8 o'clock. And I don't say 2 words other than these motherfuckers get away with it with their fucking bullshit. And the next day, I get whacked and I didn't even fucking play it, really. At the time, they're fucking taping something up. It's all a big plot, you know? Big fucking plot. I'm an adult and they're treating me like a bad teenager against the law. And you know what? I want to go to court on my petition to get my security deposit back with a couple bucks on the side, plus the VA is going to answer for what they did to me, why they didn't do it. And they can't work the same way. They didn't do it the right way the first time during COVID. They can't repeat the fuck up. They have to service me and give me a credit that I'm an adult going through more of a hardship than they were. And they can be offended all they want, but they still can't deny a disabled person access, which they already did. And they owe me for that. I'm not playing games with anybody's families or their reputation and shit in real life. It's real for me. I have real one-on-one conversations, and they're not that bad. But I'm being attacked a lot with these assholes who don't even fucking pretend they're working for me anymore. I'm a veteran. I'm not getting veteran services. I'm being shut down in the state of Florida. You can't fucking tape things to my door and tell me I have the threat of eviction if I don't kowtow to a fucking piece of paper that's taped to my door. It's illegal to do that under HUD. It's bad service. You can't serve me that way. And yet they fuck with me and throw this fucking shit at me and don't talk to me about nothing and threaten me. and didn't give me a stove and a refrigerator that's up to codes that's gonna fucking pass the fucking inspection. These fucking little assholes. They're making me work with no fucking means to really cook safely here. Plus, I put up with their bugs and their tenants. I'm not doing it. I wish I could get the cops like I could in my small town, but I can't. I got to do it by the numbers. Department of Health, codes inspection, vacate the premises, transfer my address legally with due notice. You don't force me out of my address. I transfer my bank accounts the way I'm supposed to and give due notice proper. Everybody accept it. I have to accept my terms so I can just transfer to the next address and get in the truck and move. And the VA is supposed to support that. It's not going to happen any other way, folks. It don't work any other way. I got to go to take a bathroom break after this conversation, and that's about it. And now I'll think about pancakes, but I may not get that far. It's going to be time for me. It already is time for me to do my blood pressure. Smoked a lot of pot all day. Didn't eat very much. Had that McDonald's loaded up. That was it. That's all I needed. But can't afford to buy none. Baby, can you light my fire? Baby, can you light my fire? You know I would be a liar if I was to say to you, we can't get no higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Yeah! I don't have to drum to be handsome. I'm on fire. I gotta have a woman. I thought to myself I was out there. I wasn't very devious at all. Just strong enough to walk with a lot of weight on me all day in the rain. All right, well, let me keep this nice and macho. I'm going to watch some monster movies probably. I'm very afraid of being alone like I am all the time. Recognizing my waking hours really for what they are. They really bother me now. They really shit on me to bother myself that I have to be so alone all the time, all the time. And I'm not feeling like I don't remember people being next to me. I really feel like there should be people I remember next to me. And I'm very particular about my skin being, affected by people and giving a shit about who was there. And I don't know when it's going to happen again, but I got to have some normal, situation back to my life where I'm normal again. This is horrible to be left alone and told you don't have anybody to care about you and they all want to fight. I mean, I'm supposed to be allowed to drum. It's what my doctor's notes and things in my Section 8 housing. Everybody supports me. To think that I'm allowed to live my prospects, my medical services, and they won't let me do it because it's a note to these people that they don't have to do it. That's bullshit. That's not how it's supposed to work. They're supposed to be made to pay for the voucher they're paying for. It's time to join the government. Once you become a HUD voucher rental, you don't throw the guy out because he's complaining that you aren't giving him his pace. I have rights. I don't even have an elevator that works anymore. They took my disabled access to my apartment away from me. I got to climb upstairs out the hallway now, outside the stairs. They haven't got two words about it from before Christmas. They did that. They shut them down. We started fighting. They shut down the elevators. It's true. It's still off. They haven't been on since before Christmas. That's pretty far to put people into a bone like that. You can't even have elevators up on their floors anymore. Third floor. They got to climb these huge outside stairs. Wells, with your power, with your weight on you, with your groceries. It's not safe to live here. I hate them. They got nothing to admit to other than their mistakes. I'm telling you right now, if I could make this shit up, I would. I forgot that this camera's still on some of this moment. I've been talking to myself so fluid. Yeah, one day this is all going to be in the shitty past. I told myself on my home way back home, I was nice and strong, that it's okay. This is all in the past. This is all bullshit. It's all in the background. I've had shittier apartments in my life. There's never going to be people like this on my couch or my furniture again. I told myself these assholes are getting the hell away from me and I'll never see it again. Just take me to court, let me get my security deposit and go after them for a couple bucks and a few things I want to challenge these assholes on. They're making an ass of themselves to contest me when all I'm trying to do is recover safety. They're not giving me access to safe codes and they're harassing me, making me move regularly and taking an illicit lease too far with me. And I want my security deposit being that I'm not causing any damage, and I want my storage locker money. And if I can go after the VA on the same false sweep, I'm going to get my security deposit back for the apartment a year ago that I was there for 3 weeks, and they're going to have to take me seriously about what they think they didn't pay me. When I was in hotel rooms, making phone calls to them, and they didn't want to help me until last minute, and then they didn't do nothing but drop me off in an apartment that wasn't supposed to be opened up. It was unsafe to have. And code shut it down because it's failure to get 24-hour repairs. Told me to leave with a 2-week quit. And they got accrued fees and security deposits. And I went homeless from that point on, February 1, 2021. Because these people decided I didn't have any right. While I was on SSVF prior to that, from October, being kicked out. And they couldn't answer the phone and talk to me. And they didn't tell me why. They just told me to keep paying everywhere I went to go eat where I was and shut up. Stop talking to them. It's COVID. And I cried. I cried hard. Matter of fact, I cried harder than I got to take a shit right now for the times that I was talking to myself, taking a grocery store trip today. Psycho as I am, going through the old haunts with the pain on my neck, in the rain, in the cold, and talking to myself saying they should have gave me a car, but they didn't, because they never do. I actually, we had the conversation this week already, as recent as yesterday. And it didn't matter what I do or how I admit to it. It doesn't change anything that it's not going to add up that it works fast enough. And besides that, I wasn't planning on doing anything special with myself but take a bus ride this weekend anyways. I wasn't intending to get a car. But for example, one day I'll have it all synced up when I get my grocery card in the mail and I can make that trip to the grocery and I can schedule the car with the VA and it'll be sane. But until then, I have to do everything on the fly and hope I had enough money to do it with the strength and the impairment that I had any chance to do anything with 20 or 40 bucks, right? So I went and bought more medical marijuana rather than have it delivered and went out with 40 bucks to go grocery store shopping and eat lunch. Come back with a couple bucks just to do the laundry for quarters. That's it. And some groceries. If I'm retarded or I got brain injury or I'm unfit to have service for the United States as a husband and a father and a civilian and a drummer and a member for the sex society club that don't want to just use their hands, brother. And let me tell you, I like men and women to think that we're all going to have fun on Saturday night someday and we're going to be drumming in the people's land. For Chinese people to eat Russian food on occasion with a hot dog in the middle with Russian red pepper. Italian pepper, sausage, sandwiches. We'll have pizza. We'll have pizza. I wanted to make pizza for the whole world with my pizza face. That's all I want to do. I don't want to do nothing else. I'm a quiet guy. I like everything. Isn't that tasty? All right, I gotta go. I'm a bobblehead. I'd like to teach the whole world to be a bobble hand. Did I say the hand? I gotta get out of here before I get in trouble. I always get in trouble. I get a little bit calm, and that's it. Start the Zeke. All right. Mom, I love my mother. I need my wife. I'm trying very hard to just settle down. I can't just adopt and lust after the woman that I think suits me best every time I see a new one walk in front of me that it's not mine. There's so many chances to be horny and wise and ricking and racking and ripping and everything, all that shit. And I get into it every now and then that I got my bones back and I'm normal in front of these people, but I know it's just in my mind to talk out loud, and jump in with strangers, especially young hot chicks. And there was some young hot chicks there at the dispensary there. Hey, baby, I'll tell you that. There was one that was she had a mulatto quality. I hate to admit it that I got the thing for the black girl thing, and I use racial slurs all the time because they don't like me enough. They should like me more. I'm a nice white guy. I make chicken wings with hot sauce. Even if we don't have chicken wings, I'll make the hot sauce and make you wish you were some kind of wing in there and you throw something in the pot and put some of that sauce on it. What the hell I do? Here's a freaking Saturday Night Live moment story for my insanity with my bad hair at the spot. I'm talking with myself pulled over my pants like I'm doing, leaning into the phone. I tried to make the pork tails that I tried to smoke. Those they gave me at before the holidays at a Salvation Army. I'm getting off the phone. This is gonna gross me and you out, right? I did not know how other people eat in this part of the woods, the culture, the Southern man, Negro or otherwise. I don't know who does this, but they did it to me. They gave me a big frozen pack of these smoked pork. I thought it was necks, but it wasn't necks. If it was necks or hocks, I would have been. If it was ham hocks, I would have been safe. I would have been like in glory land, Well, I could use ham hocks, but these were not the ham hocks. They gave me pork tails, and they looked like they were very incredible. And I threw them all in the pot, in the crock pot, with a big ragu jar of sauce on top of them, right? And I ended up making a pork greasy sauce out of these things. And then through these, I tried to eat one. It looked like, pork skin on a round, snubby tail. That's all it was, with fat and grizzle. And I put it in the sauce with ragu, salt, pepper, little apple cider, and made a nice meal out of the sauce, but with spaghetti. But I tried to eat the pork. I swear to God, it was so gross. It was so gross to look at him with the skin on it, the tail. And I threw them all into a bag. By hand, I grabbed them, the spoon, grabbed them and put them in a plastic bag while they're cooking. I said, I got to get them out of the pan. They look like I'm eating the wrong kind of animal part for the wrong reasons. It's animals or people or otherwise. It's not me. It was a bridge too far, and I left it at that and took them all out and ate the pork juice which was flavored into the tomatoes like an Italian would do. But it was meatless sauce that day. Outside of that, other than that, I mean, I felt bad that this is what they eat. We gotta eat this shit, or else you're not normal around here. I felt very bad for the quality of the people that have to eat out of the food banks that have to think that that's a normal food product. If it was like eating fish eyes, being told you got to eat fish eyes and bugs because they're part of the food chain now where you get your food bank because you're in Florida. It's disgusting. If I could get away with talking more, I will, but right now I got to act like this is important. What I'm going to do is play some blackjack on my television, kind of feel a little bad that I'm using my AA batteries, which were at less than 70% on my remote from my television about a day ago. And I'm a little upset that I'm using my remote so much. So don't bother me if I'm offline and thinking that I'm being antisocial or otherwise. I'm really just sitting here crying that I'm in pain, wondering why I'm in a stasis here, that nobody can talk to me, nobody wants to walk up to know me the right way, women especially. And I gotta live with the idea that I'm going nowhere that I know of. When I all I needed was a little bit of orientation, I'd be happy to join the general community standard at a safe housing project for disabled people over 50. Matter of fact, I got a piece of paper in the mail this afternoon from Social Security. Apparently, it's true, and I got one, and it's real, and it's right here. It comes from Social Security. I don't know if this is real. I think it is. It's from Washington. And it's from Social Security. Something to do with it. I don't know why. But they want me to know I don't make enough for the state minimum standard all this time, and they want to supplement my income for the Social Security minimum for $35,000 a year. That's my state minimum standard. I'm not supposed to be going without my supplemental income. And even that hasn't been put in my attention to make it work until somebody told me that was the standard today. That's supposed to be there the whole time. But my grocery card's going to have $255 coming to me that should have been here for January 1st but didn't get mailed to me yet. But it's going to have $255 when it comes in instead of $140 for groceries, which is great. And apparently I might be possibly eligible for Social Security supplemental income because I don't make $35,000, I don't think. Thanks, God. It's me, Margaret. All right, Judy Bloom. My boobs grew from little nipple. Okay, I had little sisters. I'm not a porno guy all the way, but the fact is that it's the chain of life. The circle of life is Austin's going to come back as a little seed. If I get a little action and I pick up a chick who's procreative years, biological baby carrier, maybe I got a little daughter coming into the world. I got to worry about it. All this is coming down. All this time, this under this hat shit, this bullshit. The time you thought you owned me, threw me off Facebook, can't let me drum, told me I don't have a right to have chocolate with companionship on a Saturday night in my country, anywhere in the country. All this time, it's just over. We legalized the pot. What do you want to do? You really want me to die alone and go to jail? You want me to die in a hospital bed by myself? That's the sympathy. I don't have to drum. Forget it. Who cared?